All right, hello, hello, hello. So, new microphone on my headset, so hopefully it sounds all right. Let me know if it does not. Back here at the oil rig, I have to fix this again. We crashed out trying to fix this last time. So, gonna go ahead and we'll try to get this unhooked here. So, let's see. Grab the light cord. Let's see. Put you there, and then fifth wheel. That's going to probably reattach, so I might need to get the crane out first. So I think what it is, I think I figured out the problem. I think what's happening is when it spawns back in the world, the hoses are retracting. So the hoses must, like, re-establish their length, and that, I think, is what's causing this issue. So go ahead and Alright, just checking some tests here with my headset. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll bring in the crane. We'll try to solve this issue again. Yeah, I think that's the issue. I think the hoses are, when it spawns back in it, they are in a different position. Okay. So let's put a little upward pressure on this. It's having some terrible crackling out of my mic. It attaches the headset, does audio as well, and it was the problem was now I don't hear myself as loudly in the headset, so I might have to fix some stuff. Okay, there we go. All right, tractor is fixed. How did I set this friggin' thing up? That's the question I have for myself here. Need to finish this crane at some point, make it a lot easier to work with. Probably should have moved the rear trailer first, but see if I can't. What the fuck? Don't do that. Ah, those those grabbers are annoying. That's good. All right, let's grab it again. I gotta fix a bunch of the stuff on this. This thing was never finished, as with most things. This fixed most of my issues with my mic, but I cannot hear myself well enough, which sucks. Alright, there we go. And then, yeah, like a bunch of stuff like this. Pushing the boom out does not happen fast enough, so it's kind of a slow-ass process to get it moving. And sometimes it gets interfered with, so I gotta push it down and then out and in to get it to move. So I'm gonna probably end up taking the crane off of Tethy's and putting it on here. Because I think that crane came after this, and I think it's better. Hopefully we reach. I can still move forward if I need to, but. So maybe we'll play a little bit of pump testing, see if I can get this stuff to pump in here faster, just so that I don't have to leave this. 'Cause I don't mind like leaving things, and the world's kind of nice, you know, to do sometimes, but it, you know, if it's gonna be, if it's gonna have spawn in and out problems, I might be able to put a keep active on the truck and fix that issue, but I'm not sure, so. All right, nice. So that is pretty much out right now. Let's go ahead and let's get this back to base. I needed fuel, so I need to fuel up the tractor again. It's pretty much we crashed, so I lost all the progress from last time. All right, we'll fill up the tractor, and then we should be able to get the hell out of here. How's my mic sound to you guys? That sound good? All right, let's see where we're at here. All right, so I got about 3,800 gallons in each one of these. So probably about, you know, between 3 and 4, almost 4 times in liters. See where we're at gallons-wise in here. Just waiting for the rig to pump it all in. I might have to switch out the mic. I'm getting annoyed by not being able to hear my voice properly. So just do that real quick. All right, I'm back on the other mic. Unfortunately, we'll see if this one works. This is back to the old one, so I couldn't hear myself well enough in the other one. It was very odd. All right, so let's go ahead and let's check the fuel again. Let's see if I can figure out which one of these is diesel. This will be faster to pull it out of the tankers than it will grabbing it out of the rig. The rig, oh, Jesus Christ, the rig's it's empty. The storage is empty, so I have to wait for it to process. So that takes a little bit longer, of course. So I think it's in this compartment here. Nope, maybe not. There it is. This is the diesel. Front one's diesel. Okay, the lead is diesel, so that's good. So we'll just grab some diesel out of the lead. Kite is jet fuel. Be a little bit quicker to do it this way. I don't know if I put gas relief in here. I might not have. I don't know. Let's go with what we have there. We have a good 10 gallons, so that should be plenty to get moving, I think. All right, let's go ahead and hook up here. Let's save real quick. So what's today's day? 21. Oh, remember this was having issues too? This was having brake issues. Huh, I forget why that was doing that. Because it's not damaged now, so... Yeah, I remember this had brake issues yesterday. Check the air pressure. Air pressure should be good. I don't know why it's not releasing the brakes. Trying to remember the conditions for this to have issues, so... Oh, you know what? It's 120. No, it's not that, I don't think. We'll bring this back, and then, because that's causing me problems. I don't know why this is having brake problems. I'll have to diagnose that later. So let's... So we have, like, no diesel in here. Oh my god, I brought the whole fucking thing back. I bring the whole thing back? I did. Didn't put the diesel in, did it? No. Ugh. Can't do that. So, let's see. Let's load the save. Being annoying. I'll go bring another tractor out there. You know what I'll do? I'll bring it in with an add-on. And then, I don't know why that tractor's not working, but it's not working, so. We need that diesel fuel, so we won't have it if I don't, so. Alright. So yeah, like, this is the issue right here, is the variable brakes are up for some reason. I don't know why the variable brakes are on. So that's a puzzle to me right now, so. Let's go ahead and let's just make an add-on real quick, and we'll do this. Alright. You know what we'll do here? We'll just load the crane. Oh my god, if I could spell, we'd be in great shape. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, we'll do this for now because something's up that I do not know what it is, and I don't want to spend 100 years on this, especially seeing Crash yesterday trying to get this done. I don't want to spend forever doing it, so. I think it's something with the air brakes. Because it's currently the issue with the is it's as though we're low on air pressure, so. And we're not. You know, we had plenty of air pressure. Yep. That's why you don't go in the high reverse gears. You go in low reverse gear. So I plan on reworking T-Tis to have the... Plan on reworking T-Tis to have all the air brakes for the trailers, so do that eventually. Have to back this set out. Get rid of this hose. Okay, landing gear's coming up. It's never fun to back a set of doubles out, but we have to back it out because the way it's all hung up now, so. Have to back the doubles out. Okay, there we go. There's the double accordions, so. There we go. All right, we're moving now. So then I can despawn that once we get back, because if I despawn it with the tankers out, it's going to take the tankers because they all spawn together. This has the 18-speed transmission in it. I think the other one had the 13 in it. This tractor was designed for the road train, so then she'll finish this tractor up. Very basic paint job, hasn't been finished. Alright, so this should give us a good bit of fuel that we need, which is goob. Yeah, because we currently have no fuel at all in FJ, and we're not too bad on money, but we're a little bit low. We have 0 fuel because I moved it with Tethys. So moved a bunch of that fuel around to some of the other bases. So the devs announced tomorrow is going to be the Q&A. So I'll be live streaming that. I've got a rabbit on the left there. There he goes, little squeaky man. So that'll be interesting to hear about that. Hopefully you don't get too much of the crouchy characters in there asking nonsense. Like, when are you gonna fix the game? Rolls his eyes. I saw a bunch of those questions. It's like, you gotta be more specific. If you just say, you know, fix game, what do you mean by that? I really want to know. Like, for example, if you're in the multiplayer community and you play online on multiplayer servers, like, you know, that's a reasonable question asking, you know, the multiplayer servers are very laggy. Like, what are you gonna do about it? And, you know, the answer very well could be and probably is, you know, the game wasn't really designed to have, you know, to be an unrestricted multiplayer servers where people are spawning 9 million things. Is like there's a block limit in the game if you're in single player for a reason. Is that's how many blocks that your client, that's how many blocks that you can effectively have in game and still have it operate properly. And so, you know, and people are like, you know, fix multiplayer. You know, like we played a bunch of multiplayer last week, you know, and it was pretty much all 4 people that were playing with me were in Europe. And I'm in the East Coast of the US, and we had no issues. You know, none. There was, like, pretty much no desync. You know, we had no issues whatsoever from, like, any crashes or anything like that. But also, you know, we kind of, you know, I do it a reasonable way. Is, you know, spawn 1 vehicle. We had 2 out, I think, at one time. You know, we were all together. We weren't, like, halfway across the map. So the rest of the map could despawn. And then, you know, we weren't putting in enormous vehicles that, you know, it has to send every piece of logic. Not only does it have to make the logic calculation, but then it has to send it all the way to Europe to each of their PCs to then be read and then operate within, you know, a fraction of a second of when I operate something. You know, and so that's where I think some people's, you know, have unrealistic expectations that you'll be able to do this, you know. It's like I wouldn't be able to play Tarkov with somebody in Europe probably. You know, it wouldn't work, you know, and that's much, you know, bigger game. You know, it's a lot of these things are just not possible, and it's, you know, some of it is down to who's running the server. Is it like, you know, are they doing unregulated, like spawn whatever you want, 90 Titanics, people everywhere, you know, 28 players in a server? I don't know, you know, so that right there, I would never expect that to ever be fixed, you know, because it's not something that can be fixed. Okay, there we go. Let's see, we should have the fuel in there now. We do. Okay, good. So fuel's in. We can go ahead and we can do the add-on. That should take care of the add-on. And then we'll go over here and we'll get rid of the tractor, which got despawned. Okay, good. The tractor got despawned. I'm just going to teleport there to double check it, but we should be good now. All right, good. Let's go ahead and save this again. All right, good. So I think the issue was when the truck would, you know, when it would spawn in game, it was the hoses were pulling it, like, you know, it got pulled up and over. So what I think's happening is when it spawns in, the hoses are small, and then the game will take a fraction of a second to extend the hose. Well, the problem is in that fraction of a second when the hoses are small, it's saying to the trailer, hey, you're supposed to be over here, and it dragged everything upside down and over here. It makes perfect sense with that, so I think that's what was happening. All right, so we'll let this run here and keep going. So we got a little bit of fuel over there now. I'm just going to teleport because we're just fixing this up. What is over here? I want to know. Oh, the Patway. Let's see. What do we have? Do we have any missions? Just got this one. We're not going to go out there. We got Brigeau over here. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go take a couple containers up to Sawyer South, and then we'll head up to military. and we'll grab Rizhou, because Rizhou's upside down at the moment. So I gotta flip Rizhou. Yeah, Rizhou's upside down at the moment, so we gotta go flip that, and then probably tow that back. So let's try to think if I want to use Tethys too much without an autopilot. Yeah, that's interesting. I may not want to do that without an autopilot. Let's see. So let's just do a little cleanup here. So let's go ahead back into the... Let's go into the add-on editor here. Let's... Yeah, screw this. I don't want to take 100 years to do this. Let's just grab Rizhou back. Oh, your well went dry? Yeah, I've never had that. I also, I don't use it for just pure profit. I try to minimize it. I don't do too much. All right, so that's back. All right, let's see. Where do I want to be right now? Let's hang around. We're pretty good on money, actually. We're not too bad. Maybe I'll work on that autopilot. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I could work on that autopilot. Let's do that. I'm trying to think of which is the best autopilot I want to do. Could work on that autopilot. Let's go ahead and save this again. So the world's kind of saved up at the moment. Let's go back in the custom game. Because, yeah, I'm not going to be able to really get moving with Tethys, I think, until an autopilot. Because I don't want to be sitting on Tethys for 100 years streaming. It's kind of nice, you know, to put it on autopilot, you know. Oh, most of the oil is diesel and jet fuel, yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and see here. So we're back in here. Let's find what autopilot I want for this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this kind of from, not from scratch, but what we'll do is we'll find one of the more recent boats. And we'll yank the autopilot and we'll configure that. Did I put one in here? I don't think I did. No, I did put it in here, didn't I? Let's see. Bearing panel, okay. You see where this is going. All right, here's the heading hold. Let's work off this. Okay. So this is I like doing a single point for my smaller vessels, and then for my larger vessels, I like to do multi-point. Or I've yet to do multi-point, but, well, not true. On Triton has multi-point. The issue is it's off of somebody else's panels that they made a long time ago that I reconfigured, and I'm not content with their panels. They have been updated, so I'm not going to use that system anymore. I want to kind of do a more old school system myself. So let's see where this is all plumbed into here. So that is, what are you going to? That is the man overboard. Okay, that's just because that shuts the, zeros us out. All right, and then, so it's pretty much, other than that, it's going to, what are you going to there? Physics sensor, okay. And then this is going to the panels. So we'll grab those. So grab these here. Keypads. All right, so I'm gonna I want to reconfigure this so that it can be multi-point. presently and put one heading in, which is fine for a small boat that I'm currently going to sit on, but once I start moving from there, I want a multi-point. So we'll go ahead and let's bring it up in a new, bring it up new, and then I'll go ahead and we'll start working on it in here. All right, good. So let's plumb that into the physics sensor. All right, so this is the bearing panel, and this is going to be the heading hold. So let's grab these off and cut those, move that. Cut that, move that. All right, and so we're going to start making this multi-point. So currently what I have in here is, let's look. All right, so here's the keypad comes in. So what we can do is we can do this as a, do a bunch of memory registers. I don't play with memory registers much, so. And then we're getting the distance off of the bearing panel. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Maybe from the bearing panel. So let's go to the bearing panel. I'm trying to decide how this is going to have to be, how the info is best entered. It might be better to keep the heading holds simple and then just work on the bearing panel. All right, so this is all the radio frequencies for all the, you know, for the flying stuff. Really is not all that applicable on the boat, but we can still use it. All right, so here's keypad A and B, and then it goes into the numerical switch box. So what we're going to do is start working memory registers. All right, and so get a set of these going up. I think the best way to enter these. So essentially what I'm going to do is enter in, say, 5 waypoints. It would be from, you know, you would, I think of the best way to do them. So it'd be from closest to furthest. All right. All right, so that's going to be putting the keypad in. Then we're going to work on set, reset on that. I could probably chain them. I could chain them, or I could run them out of a... trying to think of the best way to do this. Trying to think of the best way to chain these. So, you know, one thought I had was you would make it so that the closest waypoint is first, but that's not necessarily how you always want to do it. So you'd want to do it in order. So what I could do is put a tick in there where I set the waypoint numbers. I think that's probably best. Okay. I think of the best way to set this up. It's gonna require some thinking here. Let's not hem and haw over this right now. Let's go work on something else. Let's save this. So I'll put that as multi-point. Let's see. Multi-point CNAV. All right. I'm trying to think of the best way to chain it. That's going to be a chaining problem because I'm trying to think of the best way. Let's open up something I have and see if I can figure out, try to take some insight off of that. So let's see. Remember where half of the shit is in Triton is the problem. There's autopilot. Autopilot's fairly simple. It's reading off of the yeah, it's reading off of that. So I want to see what the screens are coming from here, and then try to just intuit what's going on and try to think of it from there. Okay. All right, so trying to see how these how this person's doing memory switches. Okay, it's not there anyway. You know, the thought was I would number the waypoints and then it would work its way back, but I'm trying to decide how that's going to work best. All right, I won't get into this nav system here. Let's build something. I'm trying to think what we need. So we've got a little amphibious car for Tethys. Got that. We've got a container mover for Tethys. We've got pretty much all we need for that. I just need that autopilot at some point. Yeah, let me see. Let's go ahead and for now, let's load the world back up. We'll do some missions. I'll go maybe do some fishing with some of the guys from the Build Challenge India, but I need to take some time to think about that, how I'm going to set that autopilot up, because I want to do it waypoint by waypoint so it's numbered, and then it would go to the next one. So I might try to just get through it in Lua. Alright, so let's see. Let's grab... You quickly grab some of the winter builds. I'm just going to grab the submission links so in case they updated them. So we'll start with Captain's favorite, which was Citrus's build. The Nautic Star. Citrus is not here right now. Could wait for Citrus. Let's do that. Let's wait for Citrus, and then I will go. We'll get a mission here, so let's make sure no clip is off, and we'll grab a mission out of here. We'll just make a little cash for right now. It'll take us 100 years if I work on that autopilot. Just not feeling right now. Too tired for that. But I have to go through a bunch of memory registers. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it in Lua, if I want to not do it in Lua. Kind of leaning towards not Lua. Maybe just reading out the waypoints in Lua, so I have to figure it out how I want to do it. Alright, Blue Boat. Let's go ahead and we'll put on a little bit of weather. Let the day run. Alright. Keep grinding a little cash here. My brain's not working fast enough to be doing autopilot stuff right now. Can't think of anything fresh I want to build. I started working on motorcycle last night, but it was not happy with how it's coming out, so. But the the Q&A tomorrow is let's see, it's at 1800 UTC, so it'll be 11 my time, 11 a.m. my time. No, it won't be. It'll be 1 p.m. my time. All right, so we should see this one really quickly. Get out there and we'll look. I lost my what's that? Helicopter going somewhere. So we're looking for a blue boat, I believe is what it said. Yep, blue boat's gone missing. Get rid of the, I don't want to see map vehicles. Vehicle damage can go on. Infinite electricity can go off. Engine overheating can come back on. I wonder what he's doing up there, just flying around. Oh, we should look for this blue boat, and then we'll go over there to the hospital island and dump him off. Want to get into Tethys, but it's kind of a pain in the ass without that autopilot, because I need it to be multi-point where, you know, at least I would say put in 5 waypoints, and that way, you know, I can like take the helicopter off and go to a mission while it's going to its final location. Especially, I think it's kind of boring. They'll just watch me, you know, watch me sit and do nothing on the boat the whole time, where I can get in a helicopter and go do something else, you know. There we go, right there. All right. Just saw it, then I lost it. There it is. It's over here more. Yeah, just, I always get in this slump right after I finish a build. You know, not that Frog's 100% finished, but it's mostly finished. I'm going to try to release that. I want to release the Patway. So I got a bunch of things I want to release, but the, you know, it's kind of, I get in a little slump after I finish a build because, you know, I don't know what I want to work on next. And so I just filled the niche for that. So, like, I don't really know what I want to work on. Maybe I'll get a little bit of inspiration here, and I can, you know, start working on something else. We'll play with the motorcycle a little bit. I started working on the motorcycle. I might just make it diesel electric. We could work on that. That might be fun. That might inspire me a little bit to get moving on a build. Because that's just another thing for, like, you know, short distance work, which I'm kind of doing a little bit of right now. That's kind of what the Patway is about, is be able to go short distances. Also kind of having fun building some small builds. Okay, there we go. Let's go. I do have binoculars on this, so I'll grab them out of here. I don't have infinite fuel on, do I? It's like, for a second there I was going, I do, that's why. I was like, why am I going faster than normal? Because that was on. Because when I spawned that tractor with the add-on, it wasn't going to spawn with fuel, so need to put that on. I think there's a dock right there, so we'll go ahead and we'll set the waypoint right there. Alright, let's go ahead and put that in. Alright, and so we'll be there shortly. Yeah, so I was working on that little motorcycle. I put in a diesel engine, and it's just not, it's gonna have to be all-wheel drive, which is a pain in the ass to pipe out, because it needs an engine, it needs a transmission, it needs an engine microcontroller, a transmission microcontroller, and so that ends up being really pretty cumbersome to put in the motorcycle. So You know, and then I couldn't get the engine to perform well enough, you know, and then try to tune in the transmission. So what I might do is just make it diesel electric, where both wheels are run off electricity, and then it is has a diesel generator. You know, that might be better, I think, just from a practical standpoint, because you know I'm trying to keep it as small as possible, and it's going to get big if I keep having a, you know, try to put an engine, transmission microcontroller, engine microcontroller, and I don't want to do the tricks where you like make invisible microcontrollers, because as far as I'm concerned, that's still the vehicle's bigger than it should be, you know. So I don't really want to do that. Might just try to attach. We could do ropes. I don't know. Let's just attach via the anchor. Let's attach via the anchor here. Just do that. Up there's a look at that. There's a crocodile right there. No, it isn't. It's a bird. Okay, at first I thought it was a crocodile. I was like, I thought. That's not going to attach, so that's fine. We'll just sit like this. I don't think we're going to have any problems with this floating away. I want binoculars, I want first aid, and then let's dump this Johnny off. If you could follow me, madame. There we go, good. Yeah, so hopefully the dregs aren't too miserable in the Q&A tomorrow. I'd actually like, you know, a lot of people want to just troll the devs too, so I find that not amusing. It's like there's, you know, you could ask some good questions and actually learn something and figure out what the hell they're doing, and I hope that's what's going to happen. I think they'll do a reasonable job of weeding it out and just like ignore those people that are a pain in the ass, but you know, they're going to be people in there trolling tomorrow. You know, the problem is when people behave like that, that's why, like, people are like, well, why don't the devs interact with the community? Because parts of the community are pretty shitty to a lot of developers, you know. That's why a lot of developers have, like, given up on interacting with the communities all that much is, you know, communities are pretty, some small portion of the community is pretty shitty, and it just makes them not want to, you know. It's like anything in life, you know, you get that small group of terrible people who ruin it for everybody else, you know, so it's, hopefully those people don't show up and they just go touch some grass tomorrow. But, you know, like, there's some interesting things I would like to know from, you know, from what's going on. Is I would like to see, like, you know, they're not going to tell us. Like, some people are going to be like, what are the majors going to be? And they're not going to tell us, and they shouldn't tell us. You know, for many developers, they've really started holding their cards close to their vest, and they're doing it because, you know, any sort of brainstorming that a developer does, you know, there's a certain contingent of the community who will take it as a promise. You know, it's like, you know, think about, like, you know, if your parents told you something where they're like, oh, you know, on vacation, we'd like to do this, 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 and this. Okay, so they told you 4 things you'd like to do on vacation. Well, let's say 3 days it rains. And so you can't do a couple of those things because it's raining, right? It would be unreasonable for you to give your parents a bunch of shit over that, right? Because they don't control the weather, right? They're on vacation too. They're enjoying their time. They want to do these things. But guess what? Sometimes the world doesn't let you do what you want to do. And the weather was bad. I'm just looking for crates. The weather was bad, you know, so you couldn't do a bunch of the things that you planned on. Well, if the kids are like, well, you promised we were going to go horseback riding, it's like, it's raining out. What, do you want to go ride on the back of a horse in the rain? No, can't. Or, like, there are some things that are out of control. Like, you know, again, you promise kids you go horseback riding, and you get there, and they don't have any horses left, right? They've all been rented for the day. Well, you know, it would be unreasonable for the kids to give their parents a bunch of shit for it, because it's outside of their control. And so sometimes that happens with games where, you know, the developer will have a good idea it sounds great. It would be awesome for the game, but it's just not possible. And they try it and they realize, you know what? It's just not possible. It's not going to happen. We can't do it. It's too expensive, or the engine can't handle it, or it would take us 4 years to do it. And we wouldn't be able to do anything else. So we think it's better to like split up the time. And so that's why I think a lot of the developers really keep that stuff quiet. Is it just the unreasonable expectations. It was like talking the other day about building up hype and how problematic building up hype is. Let's go up there and sleep. Actually, how unrealistic building up hype is. If you build up all this hype in your head about, oh, the next major update is going to be these 200 things that I've always wanted, and you have this unreasonable expectation, well, nothing in reality is ever going to live up to the hype machine in your head. And so if you had just like chilled out, not even thought about it, and then the day comes where you get this, present, and you'd be happy with it. But because you hyped it up all day long, it will never live up to your expectations. And so I think that happens sometimes, and I think it's why developers don't want to build too much hype. They don't want to talk about stuff too early, because people right off the bat they'll take it as a promise. They'll take it as it is coming. They'll build it up to be 10 times better than it ever could be, and then when it comes out, it's necessarily it's so we just ran the battery down too much. Notice that's why we have a backup battery here. So, and then I have an APU here. I don't know why the backup battery didn't give us enough power. I forgot to turn the APU on. All right, there we go. So that's part of the whole thing, is it's like, you get people with unrealistic expectations. They'll be hyping things up. And so it's not just these devs. A lot of developers for a lot of games have just said, screw it. We're not leaking anything. We're not talking about anything until it's ready. Because people have just kind of shown that they can't handle it, unfortunately. I gotta wait till our electricity gets up here. I don't know why I forgot to turn on the APU, but I don't know why the backup battery didn't give us enough power. I'll have to look into that. But that's kind of, it's an industry-wide thing, it appears now, Yeah, you can even see it a little microcosm with fishing. Is like people imagined all these things that were going to come day one with fishing, and maybe we'll get all those things over time. But I think it's best to sit back and relax, and just kind of let it go. And so that's why, like, we're not going to get breakthrough stuff probably in the Q&A tomorrow. We're going to get, probably some minor things. Maybe they'll talk about the next minor update. If and only if I'd say, they have a major update and it's pretty well on its way, will they even talk about it? Because, too many devs have been bitten in the ass by talking about stuff early, Oh, you updated Ralph. Nice. How's it going there, Chuck? Good to see you. So what else would I like answered in the Q&A tomorrow? Let's see. Yeah, see, like a bunch of things, of course, I would like to know is what are the majors? What are the minors? One interesting question would be, as developers, what bugs are the bugs you think are most important to squash next? I think that's an interesting question. Because, for example, like, I talk about how, like, some of the multiplayer stuff just really is not... It's not reasonable to expect this game to be able to operate in, you have 10 people from the U.S. all over the place, 10 people from Europe, a couple people from Asia, all playing on the same server, putting in 20 Titanics, and everything is perfect. That's unreasonable. That's unrealistic. That's never going to happen for any game. You can have $1 billion budget, and it's not going to be able to do that just because of, transmissions can, as fast as they move, can only move so fast around the world, and you know the calculations are only so fast. And then you know the weak point then becomes people's PCs, and so out of those 20 people, you know, you're inevitably going to get some people who have terrible PCs, have terrible internet, which has nothing to do with the game. So, but like, it would be interesting if the devs were like, you know, our priority is, you know, to, you know, I don't know, to improve the latency on multiplayer. You know, that would be something that would be interesting. That's they see that as their priority. It would be another thing is, you know, is their priority. You know, to finish up the poll. You know, we want to get the rest of the items on the poll out. You know, that sort of stuff would be interesting, what their priorities are. Because kind of at the end of the day, it is their game. Like some people say, it's our game. It isn't. It really isn't. You know, we're the customer. You know, it's their game. They make the game. And if we enjoy it, you know, we can buy and play it, you know. But at the end of the day, it is their game, you know. I think a lot of people misunderstand that. Yeah, could we get a little fire here? I know I'm saying nice as somebody's shit's burning, but... We got a little bit in the back there, in the stern. Might have to move a little bit closer. Okay, let's move back there a little bit. Under the deck. Looks like it's in the engine room. Interesting. There we go. Okay. Nice. Let's go put some of this crap away. We got a bunch down on the deck there. We gotta go resuscitate. Alright, we'll heal these peeps up and then... Oh, don't do that, please. Yeah, like that. Those are the questions I would most like to see answered by the devs. Is like, what is their priority? You know, what are they interested in making for the game next? Yeah. Oh, look at that. We'll see if we can stay dry this whole mission. Be a miracle if we can do it, but... Alright, nice. So let's go ahead and we'll feed this last one myself. There we go. Alright, I think it was 3. Let's check it. Check it, check it, check it. 4. We're missing one. Somebody's somewhere. Nope, we got 4. We got 4. Okay, I miscounted. Alright. Let's just go back to the Hospital Island. For some reason I inverted the steering on reverse, so it's like point steering, which is a little bit weird to me. I don't know why I did that, but maybe make it more user-friendly, I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious what else Q&A-wise. I think they said they might be talking about the new game. Let me look at the notice of what they said in the last couple weeks, because I think they said they might be talking about some of the stuff in the new game. Just kind of read over some of this last couple weeks we were talking about. Okay, so they said while we won't confirm any new unannounced features in development, which again I expect that. That's like I was talking about. Is most devs aren't doing that these days, for good reason, because people give them shit all the time, and so they just don't do it anymore. And I understand it. So I think it takes. It says we'll discuss the pros and cons of any ideas and suggestions, and do our best to answer questions. Let's see. I think they said something about maybe talking about the new game. What they might talk about too is like, to kind of listen, keep in with some of the hints. Is they talked about, they asked everybody for their input on commercial fishing, and so they got a lot of responses for commercial fishing. A bunch of people put out videos. I sent a video to them about our ideas for commercial fishing. So it wouldn't surprise me if they went in and talked about a bunch of the ideas for commercial fishing and what their hopes are for that. That wouldn't surprise me, But I don't know. I'm curious what they're gonna, what it's gonna be. There will be questions like probably somebody, people ask, are you gonna bring back Test Branch? And I think the answer would be, probably when they feel they need it, because like not every single little tiny thing needs to be tested. It's probably more work than it's helpful. Certain things, yes, having some community testers who come in and test it makes sense in certain circumstances. In other circumstances, it's like it's going to take 3 times as long, and at the end of the day, is any of the input going to be useful? I think a lot of people think about community testing as this perfect thing when, sometimes it's like the testers aren't always the best, and doesn't always yield the best results, And then other times, you get really good testers sometimes who, really help turn things around too. So, be interested. Alright, let's get you to follow me, because I think you can probably not jump off like a dickhead. There we go. Stay there for a second. Can you follow me and not act the fool? Yep. Okay, good. There's Hulk Hogan. Don't fall in the drink, you jackasses. I was asking for that, doing all that jumping shit. That they usually don't behave well to that jumping. I'm thinking a little bit about what the next build challenge is going to be. It's definitely, it's an air challenge, so people keep suggesting other things. It's pretty much always go land, sea, air, land, sea, air, land, sea, air. So that's going to continue. So the next one is an air challenge. It's going to be an airplane, I know that. But, don't know exactly what I want the function to be yet. Alright, let's get these peeps put away. Maybe I'll grab another mission. Keep banging out some missions here. I'm going to work off screen on that autopilot. I'll bring in some of the Like, I'll go over it in the live streams, but it's just, I gotta running a headache right now. It's not really helpful to try to figure out complex logic. I got a friggin' headache. All right, good. So that's some more cash in the old Pacaroni there. So let's see, what can we do? Let's go. I'll wait for some of the people, the winners, to go bring their boats out. Maybe I'll do multiplayer and I'll let them run their own boat. That would be fun if they want to do that. I hear a fox. Let's see, what could we do? Could do a short container run with Tethys. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and take Rizzo back. Let's go ahead and I don't forget what side I was on. I think I'm over here. We'll take Tethys from Sawyer North to Sawyer South. And then that will be a nice short run. I think we probably have 5,000 liters sitting in Sawyer North. That's probably going to be enough. The steam is pretty economical. Where the hell did I park? Right there. Okay, I am there. So that's pretty economical. So we'll try to run that through. We'll go through the river. I think that's what we'll do. Curious what the issues are with this, that it's having, I don't know, I wonder why the backup battery failed so hard there. The backup battery is supposed to, it's supposed to be an isolated battery that is just used for that case when I forget to turn on the APU, and then the APU is not. Let's turn off infinite electricity and see what it's doing. So, like, we're burning down a ton of electricity. I'm curious if what I'm running for, because I can hear a pump going. This one's off. So I hear a pump going somewhere. And it is probably what's killing the electricity like crazy. It's absolutely ravaging my electricity. And I got the APU on now, and we're still burning up electricity like a crazy man. And we're running pretty good RPMs there. We're running 10 RPS on either engine, and so we're not producing much electricity. So might look at that for a quick second in here, see why that's misbehaving. Now we'll grab Tethys. We'll load up Tethys. The benefit of being at this base is I can easily load. I'm kind of getting into the habit now of I'm just going to use the add-on editor to work dock vehicles, because it's not really necessarily realistic or helpful in game that we can't spawn vehicles everywhere. And so the way around that is to just use the add-on editor. So for example, like if you took your ship into the port, you wouldn't have to bring your own vehicles to load the ship or move the containers. The facility would have the shifters, the container movers to do that. We can crane stuff on, which is good for the containers, but ultimately you wouldn't really be doing too much of that. It would be up to the facility. And so, I can use an add-on editor. It won't cost you any money. Like, for example, like people who need a crane at the facility, you can add that with an add-on editor. You can make your own crane, and then whenever you're there, just quickly spawn it with the add-on editor, and it's essentially free. It's you just spawn that vehicle right in, and you're good to go. All right, good. All right, a little bit of missions there. Let's go ahead and save this real quick. All right. So let's make sure there are some containers for us here that we can take, at least one. Because I don't think we have a ton of fuel. What do we have here? We have 2,600 liters of diesel, so we don't have a ton, but it's not horrific. BBG, looking for at least one for Sawyer South. There's one, $2,000. JSI. Sawyer South, so there's $4,000 total. Sawyer South, there's 6 or 8 total. All right, let's go ahead. We've got a couple here, so let's go ahead and we'll get Tethys put in, tied off, and I might just use the ship loader and load it. I might use the crane too. We'll figure it out. All right, there's Tethys. Let's see where the dock is. Let's get. So it's gonna spawn underwater because of the antenna height. And FJ lets it sit higher. So there we go. All right, good. So let's see. Oh, I gotta fix that. All right, so that's good for now. Let's go ahead and we'll get these containers moved. I think what I'm going to do is I'll just use an add-on. We'll kind of start doing that now. So this is, oh, let's see. I need to get Tethys closer, but let's see. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and find Sora North here. So yeah, so this is a way to do it too if you need to. And you don't have the resources, you can just put it in with an add-on editor. Makes it easier to move the vehicles. Because again, like I said, you know, you're not going to be bringing all these vehicles with you IRL, so if you, it's not like it's cheating or anything to go ahead and, yeah, if you want it more realistic, you would have those, you know, we used to do the rail ports for tractor trailer, and, you know, it's not like we bring our own things to load the, to load all of our trailers, you know, they're loaded by the facility. All right, so I'm going to bring this container loader. This is the container drone, and this is designed to, let's see. I could have actually spawned this together, but we'll go ahead and we'll just use it. So this is the container drone. So this was made for Triton. This will also work on Tethys. It is a drone that will be able to be loaded on the ship and taken with us. I'm not going to actually take it with us, but we could. So, and then I need to power it on. So make sure infinite electricity is off. It is. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, every time I change camera, this is going to fuck me, so. So this is about as compact as I can get it for a container mover that will be able to be loaded on ships, and it's just pretty small. So this will fit in the garage underneath on Tethys. So. Might jump off here and actually just go play Tarkov. I'm not feeling great, guys, so might do that. Let's do that. We'll go ahead and... sorry, guys, I'm not feeling all that great today. So we'll go ahead and we'll be doing the stream tomorrow when the... for the Devs Q&A. So we'll set this up. We'll save this. This will be all set for... I already saved this over there, so we'll just keep it. We'll set this up for tomorrow. We'll go ahead. We'll do the live stream Q&A. They said it's going to take an hour and a half, so we'll kind of we'll see how focused we need to be on that. You know, we might not need to pay attention too much on that one. If we got a good question, you know, we'll listen to that. But you know, kind of play it by ear. We'll listen for what the questions are. Maybe participate ourselves. Maybe if you guys have some questions you'd like me to put on there, or if they don't answer one of your questions, we can talk about it. So let's go ahead and thank the members really quick. So yeah, a little bit shorter today. Like I said, I'm not feeling great, so we'll just go ahead and end it up a little bit early. Trying to find the members here. If YouTube will be faster than it currently is. So thank you to all the members. You got Side Mountain, Connor Ball, Danny, Sergeant Chaos, Aaron Repairs All, Rasmus Johnson, Amanda VR, Citrus, and Anton Anderson. Thank you guys for being members. We got Chicken Soar is a patron. If you guys are interested in any of that, it's down in the description below. Thank you for watching. If any of you guys enjoyed it and are not yet subscribed, please consider doing that. If you guys would watch the Build Challenge India, I appreciate that. That's the only video I ever ask you guys if you'd watch and like. That one takes about 12 hours to make. So I'd appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.